You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. We almost got that big rating spike that we've always talked about off the air. I almost died yesterday.
Oh, really?
Sitting at home. It's after the show. Kids are at school. Mallory's at work. I'm just like playing Xbox or whatever, doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, I have this shaving mirror that has like the suction cup attachment up in the shower upstairs. And the suction cup apparently was just like, I'm not going to work anymore. And the whole thing crashed into the shower.
All you hear is just...
Oh, dude. And of course, because there's like a little shelf there, so it crashes down and there's a metal hook that falls off. That's clattering. It's hitting the shampoo bottles. Bang, 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 bang.
And you're home alone, too?
And I'm just like, God, what is happening? The dog is running around going nuts. It's like, God. And then you have that moment where you're like, oh, it was the mirror in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And you feel like such an idiot.
Hey. I know you scare easy. I used to hide behind doors. I know that I can just jump out and get you to scream.
Dude.
But I'll say, when you're home alone and you hear noises, even there's times where like I'm taking a nap after the show and the dogs bark and it'll scare the life out of me.
I don't know if it's like some repressed like instinct from when we lived in caves and fought saber-toothed tigers or whatever. But when you are by yourself, you hear a noise that you cannot immediately pinpoint. It is fight or flight to the extreme.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, I think anybody who's in a relationship can attest to this. I don't know how many times that I'm just like doing something around the house and Courtney sneaks up behind me and she'll be like, hey. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. See, and in our house, I am the one that always ends up accidentally sneaking up on Mallory to the point where like, if I am coming up the stairs and I see that she's in the bathroom at the top of the stairs, like doing her hair or whatever, I will actively be like, I am a grown man walking up the stairs.
I think we need to instigate a rule for some relationships that you got to treat it like a kitchen. Like you got to be like behind, behind.
I have the same thing with my kids. So they pass it on to me. My kids are so quiet and I'll be sitting like in my office at home working on stuff for the show or whatever. And then all of a sudden Marcus will be 2 feet away from me. Hey, Dad. Ah, God. Oh, I'm going to hit him one day. It's not going to be on purpose, and I'm sorry when it happens.
I remember doing that my parents so much. It'd be like in the middle of the night, you have a bad dream, and then you're just standing over their bed like a psychopath, and they wake up, and they're like, ah,
yeah.
Ah.
And like, as the parent, you know you can't swear at them. They didn't do anything wrong, but God, you just want to swear at them.
Yeah, give them more nightmares.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
A lot of people have stories of their partners scaring them, including you, right, Dave?
Probably last week. She does it on a regular basis. She'll be showering, and then all of a sudden she'll open up the curtain, and it's like, boom, there she is. It's like, I swear, I almost jump right to the ceiling. It's like, don't do that!
I've been there, man. Even like anything in the bathroom. I used a public bathroom one time and forgot to lock the door, and someone walked in on me while I was sitting on the can.
Devastating.
But she's so stealth. It's like, you shouldn't put a bell on you, man. This is just like, okay. And you're so relaxed, right? You're like, oh, you're showering, so you feel good. And then somebody opens it. It's like, oh, my God, you're going to give me a heart attack.
I guess the real question is, do you guys have life insurance policies on each other?
Yeah, there you go, eh? Yeah, there's always a method to the madness, I guess, right?
We're getting a lot of good texts in at 762-555 of random things that have scared people recently. A lot of stories about cats in the middle of the night.
The thing about cats is like they're so soft-footed that they are hard to hear. It's not like a dog. You know when your dog's coming. But your cat will like tiptoe up to you and then all of a sudden it's just...
Well, even friend of the show, James, said last week his cat jumped on his wife and dug his claws into her.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Just the pounce.
They're evil, man. They're evil.
Absolutely. I also saw a text that like spoke to my core about when you're in an elevator and you're just sort of, you lose yourself, especially if it's like a multi-floor trip. And then the doors open and someone is standing there and you're just like, oh, God. But like, of course, it's an elevator. People are supposed to come in and out.
I even catch myself doing that at the grocery store sometimes when you turn down an aisle and you're like looking down and you're like, ah!
Suddenly there's someone there with a cart and you give them the heart attack.
I do want to give a round of applause because there is a lot of people on the text line saying that their coworkers scare them, which is good to see that that's still going on. I mean, one of the few things that survived the pandemic is still in the workplace.
Absolutely should not be encouraged.
We've got someone on the line. Tell us your story about your coworkers.
Oh, it happens all the time. So I work with a bunch of mechanics, and I'm their service advisor. and I swear to God, plot against me. Like, they hide under my desk, they hide under the counter but outside the door. One day I was walking across the parking lot, and one of them was, like, programming a vehicle in the parking lot. And I didn't know he was in there, and he just turned and talked to me, and I pretty near had a heart attack. Like, it's these guys, I swear, they get off on it.
You know what? I understand that as someone who used to do that in our last office.
Yeah, used to do that, he says. You've been plotting. I know you.
I mean, it's good. My job can get kind of stressful, so it's nice to have that, like, break and laugh and almost piss your pants moment.
Yeah. It's like
you need it. It breaks up the crappy days.
You don't need an extra cup of coffee some days, right?
No, exactly.
I'm glad that you're cool with it. And of course, I'm glad, Brock, that you think that this is great. I personally think that we were all born with the God-given right to just be able to go to work and not die.
Well, I don't know. If you did what we do, some days it's a question of the job killing us. So.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you watch baseball, the ABS Challenge has really put umpires to shame this year. If you don't know what the ABS Challenge is, it's basically where a player, whether they're at bat, they're catching, or they're pitching, can challenge a play if they think the ball or strike was called wrong.
It's my favorite thing right now, especially some of these calls by the umps are just terrible. And you'll watch like the batter almost give them the stink eye, and then they tap their helmet to be like, you go ahead and look at that again.
Players are really loving it, and fans are really loving it, especially in Cincinnati, where Cincinnati fans got free pizza because of an ABS challenge the other night.
How does that work?
So check this out. The Reds are up 7-2 in the 7th inning the other night.
Okay.
They have no business calling a challenge with a score like that, right?
At that point in the game, sort of sports etiquette dictates that you just try to get to the end.
But a local pizza chain has a promo that if a Cincinnati Reds pitcher gets 10 strikeouts, every fan in the stadium gets a free small pizza.
Okay.
So check this out.
Just missed. ABS Challenge powered by T-Mobile. Stevenson's 1-1 tonight. Can he win pizza for those in the stands? The crowd ready to burst. That's a strike! Pizza for everybody!
Listen to how nuts these fans go.
He does it for the people.
He does it for the people.
He does it for the people. That's great, because you're right. It's 7-2, and like, it's not even like if that pitch is a ball, it's a walk, or it has any effect on the game. Like the pitcher just rears up, throws another one, and maybe we get a pop fly and the game is over. But that catcher's like, nah, the people need to eat.
Yeah.
He taps the helmet. That's brilliant.
As soon as he taps the helmet, you can see the catcher smiling so much. I love it. I love it. That guy, his jersey should be sold out in Cincinnati right there.
Honestly, he is so many people's new favorite player for just such a simple move.
Put him in the All-Star game just for that alone.
And the roar of the crowd, man. Like, we've all been at sporting events where, like, the home team wins and everybody's going nuts. They're cheering for pizza. That's thousands of people cheering for pizza.
The crowd ready to burst. That's a strike.
You know who the one person in Cincinnati who wasn't cheering?
Who's that?
The guy who runs the pizza shop.
He does it for the people.
He's like, please be a ball. Please be a ball.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got someone looking for advice, 762-555. What advice would you give to someone who is moving in with their partner for the first time? We got this message on the bad line.
What's up, Brock and Dalby? Greg, it's Quentin here. I'm 22 years old. Finally leaving the nest on Friday, man.
Congratulations.
It's crazy. I'm moving out with the girlfriend, getting an apartment.
Ooh.
It's exciting, but how is it ever nerve-wracking, boys? I don't know. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to think. Trying to keep stuff straight in the head is kind of crazy. Wonder if anybody out there's got any tips, whether you boys got any tips, anybody else got any tips, trying to help keep a calm, cool, level, collected head with all this new exciting stuff going on. I appreciate all y'all help. Peace.
All right, first off, round of applause for Quentin there.
Yeah. I will say right off the bat, like, you're moving out from your mom's house and moving in with your girlfriend, and the biggest piece of advice I can tell you is your girlfriend's not your mom. And you cannot treat her as such.
Preach.
Or you will be back in your mom's house quickly.
I think the other thing is like when you're moving in with a partner, you're going to have the 2-week honeymoon phase where you're lovey-dovey. You're going to be, getting jiggy with it all over the place.
We've never been happier. We've never gotten along better. And then one of you is going to put the laundry somewhere that the other person doesn't want it to go. And now it's game on.
You're going to learn stuff that you didn't know that you hated about each other just like that. I mean, I think it's basically you gotta talk about division of labor is like one of the biggest things when moving in with someone.
100%. That's the thing. Is like, hopefully you and the girlfriend have had some of these conversations, or at least have spent enough time together at maybe your mom's house to figure out like, okay, these are sort of my strong skills and these are not my best skills.
And I'll also say, you got to realize there's going to be your version, and then there's going to be their version, and there's going to be the correct way to do it at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Somewhere in the middle is where you guys have to find one another.
And you got to, we were talking about hills to die on earlier in the show. You got to find out what hills are not worth dying on,
If your new apartment with your girlfriend has a dishwasher, have a conversation. Where does everything go? What faces up? What faces down?
Dude, honestly, the first time the dishes stack up, that's a real personality test with the person you're moving in with.
Right. Grab a sponge and just get in there, brother. You will be thankful.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
For new people moving in with a woman, hair care products, skin care products, and makeup do not count towards the bathroom being messy.
Yeah, I always find it funny when Courtney gets mad at me for leaving the toilet seat up, but she can leave everything else up on the counter whenever she wants.
Well, she just doesn't want you knocking it in the toilet, you idiot.
I guess that's my bad, right?
That's the problem.
That's my bad.
Happy wife, and maybe they won't kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, I do believe that's how the saying goes, isn't it?
I think there is something to be said for like the amount of money that women will spend on some of those hair products and stuff like that. Versus guy stuff is like, we'll throw $2 at an all-in-one cleaner. Maybe they do deserve more counter space.
I think one of the best texts that we got in at 762-555 was a friend of the show, Thomas, who said, pick your battles. As something as simple as arguing about what's in the bathroom or whatever, you got to pick and choose,
That's just it. There's going to come a time when you move in with a roommate or a loved one, even after you get married, where something is going to make you angry. And you have to take that moment to be like, even if I win this fight, what am I winning?
Yeah. A few people saying break out the first fart right away is a good one.
That's a big one for sure. You got to it's setting boundaries. You got to let them know, listen, I am a human being with gas.
Yeah.
This is going to happen.
We were talking about like the division of chores and stuff, and a lot of people are saying like, pick specific chores to yourself.
Yeah, and also the idea of that's a blue job and that's a pink job. Throw it out the window. You just got to get the jobs done.
Although we do have someone else here on the line. Do you have an opinion on this matter?
If you want to get out of cleaning the bathroom, do a really bad job the first time.
Shall I never ask you again?
I haven't cleaned the bathroom in 23 years.
I feel like that's setting a bad precedent. Like, yes, you won't be asked to clean the bathroom again, but she's going to be cursing your name every time she's doing it.
I work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I go home, I cook, I help clean other stuff. The bathroom, she can do it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you have a pitcher that, tries to be a starter. You find out he's a reliever, right?
Exactly.
I think the problem is how he's relieving himself.
Hey, man, happily married for 23 years.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Kentucky Derby is coming up this weekend. One of the biggest races in the horse racing industry.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently, if you're planning on gambling, there are some slight advantages that you can take.
Buddy, you can't tell me these things while there's still time to put down a bet.
Apparently, if you're looking at betting, position number 5 is the lucky position.
Oh, from the inside? Okay.
They say that has the most winners, followed by post number 10. They say the only post to never host a Derby winner is number 17, so don't bet on 17.
Or maybe 17 is due, is what you're saying. See, long shot 17.
That's the gambler in you right there. They do say there is the S letter advantage.
The S letter advantage?
So they claim that horses starting with the letter S have won the most time in the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, Secretariat, Seattle Slew, sure. Yeah.
Oh my God, you are a gambler. How do you know horse names?
Man, listen, just we don't need to ask these questions.
So there is the S letter advantage, but apparently no horses with the letters Q, X, or Y have have ever won a race before. So.
Really? I would have expected at least one queen something to have won.
And they do say that there is a way that you can judge based on the color of the horse.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
They claim that bay horses have won the race the most time, at least 56 times.
Okay.
Chestnut is the second most common color with around 48 to 50 winners there.
This feels inappropriate to start betting on horses based on color.
Well, I guess it's one of the few times in life you can judge a book by its color.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I got a Florida woman story for you here.
To quote Bart Scott, can't wait.
Here's the headline. Florida stripper turns pole into weapon at Miami club.
Like a bow staff?
So apparently this lady got fired from the club.
Oh, no.
She came back because she wanted to talk to the boss.
But she was disgruntled.
Obviously got in a little bit of an argument. Apparently began to run inside throughout the club, throwing items, using excessive profanity, disrupting the normal flow of business, which you can't have that. You can't ruin things for the clientele, right?
No, if I'm sitting in the front row, the last thing I want is to be worried for my safety.
She got escorted outside by security, where I guess apparently around the back, she found an old pole that was sitting by the dumpster.
Getting rid of it?
And she came in like javelin style, started like trying to smash people with it.
Dude, imagine stripper Donatello just wreaking havoc in the club.
Apparently, towards the quote, it says, absolute chaos ensued as she ran back into the club with the pole. One security guard telling police officers, I was in fear for my life.
Well, I mean, yeah, at some point, regardless of the location, if someone has a big metal pole that they're swinging around and they seem to be a little bit unhinged, you're in a dangerous situation.
And if that thing hasn't been sanitized in a long time, you don't want to get hit with that thing.
Well, yeah, right. She's swinging it, but who knows if it's slippery or not. And then it slides out of her hands and it's a whole thing.
You got a bruise on your face and a gross smell as well. I'm wondering, though, like, for all the clientele that was in the club while this was happening, like, if you're getting a dance,
right,
and this whole craziness ensues, do you get your money back? Do you get a refund?
I would, it's probably like a time limit, right? Like, are we more than 30 seconds into the song?
Yeah.
Has contact been made?
It would be a great time, though, if you were like sitting perv row, clear a bunch of bills off the stage.
Start swiping it into your pockets. I'm just helping. I'm doing my part.
The real question is, what song was playing in the strip club while this was happening?
Oh, that's a good question. What song would be perfect to swing a stripper pole around to?
Buck Cherry, Crazy Female Dog?
Yeah, that's probably the one.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Al, what's the best advice you have for Quentin, who's moving in with his partner for the first time here?
I'll definitely give her the side of the bed closest to the washroom.
I take it your partner is a frequent bathroom tripper in the night?
Well, I'm a little bit older than most people listening, but so I'm a frequent flyer too. But a true gentleman, give her the side of the bed.
I like that angle too. But also, I will say this: every relationship I've ever been that I've lived with someone, I feel like as the guy, I've always been told that I have to sleep closer to the door because if for some reason someone breaks into our house, I'm supposed to be the sacrificial lamb.
Really?
Yeah.
I would probably trust Courtney over you to deal with an intruder. Or your dogs. Get your dog to sleep by the door.
My dogs aren't going to do squat.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
I don't know if anybody else in their relationships has had this, but every girl that I've ever lived with has always been like, you have to sleep by the door. If someone breaks in, they're like, well, what? I'm just supposed to deal with it?
That's up there with the other one that I've always heard that like you're supposed to walk to the outside of the sidewalk to protect her from oncoming traffic. It's like, or we could both just not get hit by a car. That sounds like a better option.
We got a lot of good suggestions on the text line for Quentin here at 762-555. Somebody said, if you are planning on getting takeout, you better bring home enough for two.
At the very least, you got to send that text. You know what I mean? You got to send that, hey, I'm going to X. Would you like anything?
I will say, on the other end of it, I've been there before where I'm like, hey, what are we doing for dinner? And Courtney's like, oh, I just went to Dairy Queen and got some chicken wraps. And I'm like, oh. And you didn't think about me?
What a lovely idea that would have been.
Which it is ironic because a few people texted in the saying everything that was yours becomes ours now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is true to a certain extent, except for leftovers.
Ooh.
I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like every time Courtney has leftovers, she leaves them in the fridge for like 2-3 days.
To the point where they could turn.
I'll see them and be like, you know what? I'm either going to throw this out or I'm going to eat it.
Right.
And the second I think of that, as soon as they leave the fridge, all of a sudden it's like, hey, where was that baked potato I had in the fridge?
Just eat your leftovers. Don't put me in this position. It was going to go bad. I was hungry.
Everything becomes ours except for leftovers. Remember that.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It looks like Ozzy Osbourne is getting his own cologne in honor of his favorite cologne.
Okay.
If you've never heard before, a lot of musicians and people have spoke about how good Ozzy smelled, including this music insider. Listen to this guy.
Ozzy smells very distinct. He has a particular, unique, not a good smell, like a cologne that's very strong, pungent. It stays in the room after he leaves, you know? Like, you can tell 30 minutes later, Ozzy was here, okay? That if you know Ozzy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He smells very particular.
So a lot of people claim this, and I guess the fragrance that he used is a brand called Check and Speak, and they shared a post yesterday saying that they are putting out a limited edition batch of what they're calling number 88 cologne, which was apparently Ozzy's scent for over 30 years.
Very cool. I mean, listen, you don't have to go too far. If you put Ozzy's name on something and it has endorsement from like people around him who are like, yeah, he would have approved that, people are going to buy the hell out of it. That's selling out for sure.
I hope this doesn't come across as like speaking ill on a dead man because Ozzy's a legend, but like, I just on paper looking at him, I would not have assumed that he smelled good.
That would I don't even know that I would have assumed old Ozzy I would have assumed smelled bad.
Yeah.
Late Ozzy, I just wouldn't have thought about the smell at all, much less have assumed that he was like, oh, that's lovely.
You know, what an honor to be one of the greatest musicians of all time, but to also be one of the alleged greatest smelling people of all time.
To be remembered as having smelled well.
Yeah.
That's great.
To be one of the few old men that doesn't smell like Brute Cologne. That's impressive.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
My poor millennial heart got a little bit of healing the other day. Did you see NASA Chief Jared Isaacman was testifying before the U.S. Senate on Tuesday?
No.
So they were asking him about like NASA budget stuff, a lot of snoozer information for a Canadian, to be honest. But right at the end, a U.S. senator asked him, because apparently this NASA dude grew up in the state where the guy who discovered Pluto lives. He goes, hey, what are your thoughts on Pluto and not being a planet anymore? And the guy from NASA, again, he's like a head guy at NASA, says, I still believe very strongly in Pluto.
I've never understood why Pluto isn't a planet anymore. I spent so much time trying to memorize that for quizzes in school, and then they just took it away.
Well, and I mean, we're in the 20th year. It was stripped of its planet status in 2006. It's good to see that there are other people like me that still die on the hill. They're like, no, that's a planet. Was a planet when I was born, still a planet today, deserves to be treated appropriately.
I'm loving hearing Make Pluto Great Again.
Yeah,
you know?
but this, he literally dropped a Make Pluto a planet again.
Love it.
It's fantastic news. And it's one of those hills, because everyone's got a hill to die on, but this one feels like it's significant. Like, it feels like it has actual steps to it. It feels like it could happen.
Hey, if Robert Downey Jr. can make a comeback, so can Pluto. People in Quebec have been asking for the Nordiques for years. That's how I feel about Pluto, man.
That's your Nordiques all the way out there in the deep ends of space. I love a hill to die on. It's fun to get somebody like excited about something that they believe strongly in. Like for me, and it's very fitting because this is the time of year when I have these feelings. Hockey is not meant to be played in June. We should be wrapping up the NHL season over the course of the next few weeks, not maybe moving into round 2.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
It is a hill I will die on. It should not be 25 degrees outside watching a hockey game.
I'll say this. If Pluto isn't a planet, it's like saying aioli isn't mayonnaise, in my opinion. Because we all know it is. You just give it a fancy word.
You've done this before, and I know this is a hill for you. It is not. They're not the same.
It's the same equivalent of Pluto not being a planet, as a hot dog not being a sandwich, as brunch being a real meal. You know?
Whoa. Are you saying brunch is not a real meal?
It's just late breakfast.
It's bottomless mimosas, sir.
It is not a real
the
meal.
Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, Jordan, what's a hill that you're ready to die on, my friend?
We need to
get rid of the plus tax mentality. Prices on a billboard should be the price you're paying.
100%.
I like that.
100% agree with that.
If it's one thing for an ad that's like Canada wide, but all local ads, the price you see on the sign in the store should be the final price, tax included.
I shouldn't have to be doing like stupid mental math to try and figure out how much money I'm about to spend.
Exactly.
Great take, brother. Great take.
Yeah, honest to God, like the coupon says 2 can dine for $19.99, so I better be able to walk in and out with a 20 and call it a day.
100%.
That's how it should be.
A lot of food hills to die on here. I love the one that says nachos should be spread out when baked, not heavily stacked.
Dude, if you're doing anything more than one layer of nachos before you start putting toppings on, just give me a bag of chips. Why are you wasting the effort? They're going to suck.
Another good meal hill to die on is it says if it's a meal to be eaten with a fork, take the damn shrimp tails off.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If I have fork, I'm meant to eat it that way. I don't want to be diving in with my hands. I paid you for this, assuming we're at a restaurant.
Sure.
If someone cooks for you, it's a little different.
And then another one is lemons and limes are not interchangeable, which I will agree with. The odd time I get a Corona at a bar and they put a lemon in there.
It's weird thought.
That pisses me off so bad.
It just feels like someone literally is like, I don't know, all citrus fruits are the same. Like, what are you going to put an orange in there next?
We do got Ashley on the phone. Ashley, you don't have a food hill to die on, but what's your hill that you die on?
I will forever die on this hill. That ball was not lodged in Game 6.
Oh, in the Blue Jays World Series?
Oh, it got stuck in the wall, allegedly?
Right. It did not get stuck in the wall. That was a playable ball, and we should have won. And the only reason we didn't was because of that.
I think that's a hill that all of Canada will die on for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's the same way that Buffalo Sabres fans still die on the hill that Brett Hull was in the crease.
100% he was.
Sure, whatever you say. But
it's the same way Canadians will all die on the hill that Brady Tkachuk can't read.
That's a fact.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We're playing Fast and Furious for $100 in Lotto 649 tickets this morning, and we are looking for someone to do the best NASCAR flyby, which if you've never watched NASCAR before, is when all the cars just rip by and go.
It's one of the most satisfying or stressful noises, depending on which spectrums you're on. You know what I mean?
So if you're not one of our fly boys or fly girls, that does make you a judge. 762-555. Who does the best NASCAR flyby? We will start with this one here from Skeggs.
I heard you say that. All right, here's my impression of Skeggs doing NASCAR.
Started off sounding like a moose dying on the side of the road, did it not?
Started off sounding like me on a treadmill. Also, nobody's hammering the brakes in the middle of a NASCAR race. If they're flying by and you hear the it's bad.
Well, it's good for the fans. We've got Grant here.
There is a bird in the tree outside my house that makes that exact sound.
That sounds like a weird cartoon or something. Okay, that's not a winner. We've got Justin here.
It's a little more F1 than NASCAR, but I still like it.
That sounds like a kid having a tantrum. You know when they do that like crying thing where they can't breathe?
Yeah. Or like they're like throwing their back up against the wall trying to throw a tantrum.
We got Ed from the county.
All right, here we go, guys. Give her a shot anyways. So.
What? Why does that sound like a NASCAR race that's trying to hide from its mom? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's trying to be real quiet.
Yeah. NASCAR with the volume down. All right, I have no idea. We've got two more here. Okay. I feel like we haven't had a clear coat winner, but let's see.
Wow.
Pew, 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 pew.
All right, pew pews on that one.
Yeah,
Let's
a little too lasery.
see what Chris has got.
Oh, there it is.
Kind of doggish, though.
It's a little doggish, but
Woof,
I
woof.
think that's by far, in my opinion, the closest we've got.
Although, which one did the people like the best? 762-555. I mean, we have Chris.
Yes.
Who did the sound itself.
Yeah.
But we also had Skeggs with his dying moose at the beginning. We had the crying kid as well.
Yeah. There are a lot of options today. You can text in to pick your favorite, 762-555. Where do you land? I think it's the last one.
I like the last one. I also like the crying kid one for some reason, but that's just me. What's the text line saying here?
Wow, there are a number of crying kid ones, to be honest.
It was the funniest one.
I think it's because you labeled it that way. Ice cream.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's Thursday, so send us a text.
762-555.
Ask a question to us now.
We'll try to read it on the radio. 762-555 right now. Send a text to Brock and Dalby.
Oh, text.
762-555. Ask a question, we'll try to reply.
If you don't text in after that, I don't know what else we could possibly give.
I just hit 3 different personalities I didn't know I had.
It's just a slow morning for you.
Someone said, we found out what Ozzy smells like today. What would a Brock and Dalby cologne smell like?
Well, I mean, according to you and 80% of the audience, there would have to be some sort of element of beef in there.
A hint of roast beef.
Son of a...
That's you. What do I smell like?
I mean...
Not cigarettes anymore.
No, it's not cigarettes anymore. The Zins don't really have much of a scent to them. It's like bearing oil and the devil's lettuce, you know?
You know what? All 3 of those together?
Yeah, you could probably market
that's
that.
a pretty good mix,
You
actually.
could probably make good money on that
a
cologne.
bad cologne, yeah. I like that. All right, here's another one that we got. It says, if you had to pick one of the main fast food brands to be erased from history, what are you picking? I think if I do on the count of 3, we're probably going to say the same one, I think.
Yeah, I would think so. So let's get that out of the way and then we can talk about it.
2, 1, Arby's. Okay.
Obviously.
Yes.
So now that we've done the easy one, make it difficult. Pick one that's not Arby's. Which one do you get rid of?
Is Quiznos still around or is that gone?
Okay, he said main fast food. I don't even hate Quiznos, but let's not pretend it's on the main
Their whole
board.
marketing is that they just toast your sandwich. That's not marketing.
Can I be a little bit crazy?
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Really?
There's nothing in McDonald's that I can't get somewhere else, either equal or better. The closest thing is the fries. And even then, is that why we're going to McDonald's?
Yeah.
You know, the ice cream machines there is always broken, so I'd rather get a Frosty or a Blizzard. The burgers at Burger King and Wendy's are better than the ones at McDonald's. You know, McDonald's is fun, is good because it's fast.
I actually don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people would agree with you that it's like McDonald's used to be the cheap option. I mean, you have kids, it costs you like $70 to go through the drive-thru now.
Brother, if the kids aren't hungry.
All right, what's another one that we got here? It says, you guys got any summer plans? Anything super cool happening for yourselves coming up? I was just telling you recently, me and Courtney are debating on doing a road trip, either to like PEI, or we might go to like Maine for some reason. We just want to get down by the ocean.
Just to get out and go somewhere you haven't been before. Mallory and I, we got some concerts lined up. I'm going to see Mumford & Sons
Yeah, you're
again.
going to Darien Lake, right?
I'm going to go to Darien Lake, going to see Tyler Childers, who's like her favorite artist I've come around on. He's a pretty good dude. So yeah, that's basically it. It's just like hanging out with the kids when they're not in school. And then also trying to pawn them off on other people so we can go see some concerts.
Yeah, absolutely. I will not be watching your kids.
Brother, didn't even think to ask.
All right. Let's wrap up this with this one here. It says, what songs do you think would evolve like Pokemon? It said, for example, I think The Doors' Light My Fire would evolve into Burning for You by Blue Oyster Cult. So I get what he's saying. So it's like, For those who don't know, like there's fire Pokemon, there's like water Pokemon, and they have levels of evolution.
Yeah. Pokemon gets strong enough, it turns into a bigger version of itself, but there are still similarities.
I mean, you could do like Neil Young's Down by the River evolved into deep purple smoke on the water, something like that.
Okay, yeah, I can hear that.
That could work.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of like, what's it called when something evolves but stays exactly the same? Because that's how I describe Nickelback's entire catalog. Like, it's different, but it's not at the core of it.
You know who has the best Pokemon evolution? It's actually CCR, because they have like 1,700 songs about rain.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.